Hi everybody! Welcome back to my channel! And if by chance you are new here, my name's Imani. A huge welcome to you, and I hope you'll stick around for more. You read the title correctly. Today's video is going to be the clean girl aesthetic makeup look. I really wasn't going to do this trend at first, you guys. I also just really thought the name of this trend was really funny, like clean girl. I'm telling you, Taylor Wynn said it best on her channel. Like, if you do your makeup any other way, does that mean you're a dirty girl? I guess I'm half a dirty girl, half a clean girl. No, in all seriousness though, guys. I get it's just a trend and it's just a name, but it's still funny, you gotta admit. So I was kind of avoiding it. Oh, but then, as I sat and thought and talked to myself, as I normally do, I realized this is literally my everyday look anyway. The clean girl aesthetic is what I do. So it would just be a capital crime if I didn't do a video on it. Am I right? Am I right? Probably not. You guys probably don't care, but but in my mind, I felt like a criminal. So I figured, let's just whip out the camera, let's film this, and let's show everybody my clean girl aesthetic makeup look. And for another added bonus, we are making this all drugstore. So you get to be a clean girl, but also save some moolah, which we like. Okay, we love our high-end products, but let's be honest. The drugstore has come a long way, guys. You don't need high-end products to achieve a flawless look. Trust me. I feel so cute in this little lavender top. It just makes me feel so feminine. Look at you, Imani. So let's go ahead and dive right into this makeup look. On a typical average, like daily basis, I don't usually wear a primer, but if I was going to recommend one to you guys, I would say the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This one is really good at holding onto your makeup and making sure it doesn't slip around. Obviously, it's called Grip Primer, so it's gonna grip, okay? Another one I would also recommend is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I really like that one. And then also the Wet n Wild Serum Primer. That one used to be my tried and true. I really like that one. And it's super lightweight and hydrating. All I have on my skin is my regular skincare routine. I just cleaned my face, toned my face, applied a serum, a moisturizer, and my SPF. I'm not gonna go into detail of what I use just yet because I am planning on doing a skincare video. That is currently in the works, so stay tuned for that if you wanna see it. But today we're just focusing on the clean girl aesthetic. I will point out though, it is super important to have a very good base for your makeup before applying. You will just realize that your makeup looks so much better if you properly prep your skin. Just throwing that out there. Of course, use products accordingly to what works best for you, but it's just important to have a really good base before applying your makeup. I'm sure you all know that by now. To kick off this look, we are going in with our Covergirl Undercover Concealer. I am using this in the shade M400. I will just put a little bit in my corners, in the darkest areas of my eyes, and then at the very tops of my cheekbones. And this will add a very lifted effect to your face. You'll see in a minute. And since I get a lot of darkness around my mouth, I do also like to apply right above my lip like that. To blend that out, I'm going in with this e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. This one is actually brand new, so it's nice and clean and beautiful. And I'm about to dirty it up. I guess you can call me a dirty girl. I really gotta stop that. I am just tapping the majority of that out like so. And I know this looks like a lot right now, but don't fret, we make it work. Then I'm just going in with this Real Techniques brush. This one actually doesn't have a name. I've had it for literally centuries and I always use it for my concealer, but I do believe it's like just like a domed blending brush. I believe that's what it's called. Or it could be called a concealer brush because I think it's just so perfect for concealer. Why wouldn't that be its name? And honestly guys, if you are using this particular concealer, it does dry pretty quickly, so I would work pretty fast with it. I love this concealer for every day because it does not crease on me. It is such good coverage. And although the texture is creamy and thick, it doesn't feel heavy on my under eyes. I also love the tone of this concealer. It's a bit on the lighter side for me, but has a very peachy undertone. So I really feel like it helps counteract the darkness on my under eyes. As you can see, I love setting my under eyes with this Wet n Wild Bare Focus powder. And this is in the shade Light Medium. This is a very lightweight and blurring powder. It's perfect for the under eyes. What I typically do is just go in with that same sponge. I kind of pat that into the product and then I will just tap on my under eyes with that, just to really lock that concealer in and make sure it doesn't move around on us. You know, we need that security, okay? We need that peace of mind. And as you can see, it just makes the under eyes look super smooth and brightened. Wait, let me put on some chapstick really quick, you guys, because lips are feeling a little bit parched. That's better. So the reason we went ahead and went in with concealer first is because we are using a powder foundation today. If you've watched any of my previous videos, or if you know know me in general, you know I love powder foundation. I feel like it is such an easy step to incorporate into your makeup, and even if you have dry skin, if you prep your skin properly, it should wear just fine on you. I personally have normal to dry skin, so the fact that I love powder foundations is actually surprising, but they usually work very, very well on me, hence why I love them so much. Yeah, it just makes it so there's one less step you have to do. And speaking on that, I actually just rediscovered a product that I have not used since literally the dawn of creation. This is a drugstore powder foundation that I completely forgot about. I used to use this powder foundation when I was first getting into makeup, and I'm surprised I ever stopped. I mean, I'm guessing it was just because I started trying other products. I finally got a job. I was able to afford more high-end makeup and different products in general, so I kind of gravitated away from this. It just kind of got put on the back burners. I am talking about the L'Oreal True Match Mineral Gentle Makeup. This powder foundation is so nice. It is extremely lightweight, and the finish of it is actually my favorite. It has a very natural, almost like a soft luminous finish. It's so pretty on the skin. It's not heavy, and it wears so well throughout the day. If you have a lot of skin issues and a lot of things to cover, it's not a full coverage right off the bat, and it does take some working with, but it's very buildable, and it just looks so pretty and natural on the skin, and you guys will see. The only thing I hate about this thing is the packaging. Like, I really wish they would come up with a better packaging. Anyways, what I like to do is dump a little bit into the lid, or however much I feel like I need, which I think that is enough. Then I like to go in with my tried and true e.l.f. Complexion Duo brush. This brush just works so well with literally everything I use it with that it's hard to put it down. And I love how it has double ends. So this is the blending side, and then this is just like a tiny little concealer side, or whatever you want to use it for. This product almost reminds me of Bare Minerals. So basically what I will do is I will dip in and swirl around with my brush, kind of tap off the excess, and then you guys are about to see the magic. I just go straight in and start blending that on my skin. And by the way, I am using this in the shade Sun Beige. If you're using me as a shade reference, matches literally perfectly, and I love the undertone. So you can already see I actually have a pimple right here that's healing, and it already covered the redness that was on my cheeks so well. And you can go back in as many times, you guys. Like, this product does not look cakey on your skin, which I really like. It looks so good. Like, come on. You kidding me? And sorry I'm looking down. I actually have a mirror down here, so that's what I'm staring at, if you guys were wondering. If you have any spots that you feel like you need to cover a little bit more or go back over, I take the small end of my Complexion Duo brush, dip back into the powder a little bit, and I will just lightly pat over those spots. So I have this little freckle patch right here that is super stubborn to cover up, and I usually just go over that. I wanted to move in a little bit closer so you guys can see. So you see how the product is sitting on my skin and how it has just this very soft luminosity to it. It's just so pretty and looks so natural. It does not look like you have on any heavy makeup. I have not been able to put it down since I repurchased it. Like, that's saying something. So here is with the powder. And here is the side without. So you can see it just does such a good job, you guys. Oh, I love this so much. I just want to punch something. Looks so pretty. So we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. And I first like to really focus on the areas that I need to cover the most with this. So typically I will start right here at the top of my cheekbones, because that is where I have a lot of discoloration and freckles, and I really like to make sure that those are covered up. Although with looks like this, it really is okay for some of your natural skin to show through. It's just all about enhancing your natural features and making you feel your prettiest, you know? All about that clean girl look. I mean, like, are you kidding, guys? Look at this. And this is a powder foundation, a loose powder foundation. L'Oreal, you were definitely in your right mind when you made this product. Like I say in pretty much every video, I don't put very much product on my forehead just because I don't have very much to cover up there, and I just feel like kind of unnecessary. Boom. Now that we've got a nice, smooth, clean girl base, we are gonna add more stuff on top of it. So two of my favorite drugstore bronzers to use on a day-to-day basis would definitely be the L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer or the Morphe Bronze Show Bronzer. This one is definitely more my favorite because it has a little bit more of a luminosity to it, and I love that for every day. And also I really like the tone of this one. So we're gonna go with this one. This is in the shade Touch of Sun. I'm just gonna take this angled fluffy brush, dip into that, And we are going to bronze the face. And you just see how it gives us like the prettiest sun-kissed. I love warm bronzers. Like it's so nice in the summer, and I just feel like it complements my skin so well. So this shade is definitely my favorite. And you'll notice I put on a lot of bronzer and blush. You guys can put on less, but this is just me. We are going to throw some on our forehead, create the illusion of a smaller forehead. And then I also like to take some underneath my chin. And I don't do this every single day, but while we've got our bronzer out, we are going to take a small fluffy brush, and I'm just going to contour my nose just a little bit, just to add some definition. Not by much, but just a little something. I'm feeling extra today. You can be extra with a clean girl makeup look, okay? You be as extra as you need to be. And now we're gonna be going in with probably my favorite part of the entire makeup look, and that is blush. You guys, I am a blush fiend. I love looking flushed. I love looking like someone just said a mean joke about me and I'm embarrassed by it. This one is actually on the higher end of drugstore, but nonetheless, it is still technically drugstore because it is sold at Target. This is the Honest Beauty Cream Cheek and Lip Color. And yes, we are using a cream blush. I know we just applied powder, but we are still going to use a cream blush because it works just fine over top, and you guys will see. I'm using this in the shade Rose Pink. I feel like this one just, something about it just really looks like you are blushing from within. I love it. And you guys will also see that with this blush, you will not need any highlighter. It is just a beautiful dewy blush. I'm just using this Eco Tools angled blush brush, or I believe it's like a contour brush. What I do is I just dip into there a few times, boop, 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 and like, do we see this? Oh my God, this color is just so pretty. I love this blush, you guys. Like, I really like to go all over the apples, all over my under eyes. I just want to look blushy everywhere. And I don't know if you guys can see, but do you see that sheen or that glow it has? You do not need highlighter with this, I'm telling you. Like I said, you guys, I know I'm wearing a powder foundation, but this wears so well over top. It does not lift the product, and it just makes it look that much more skin-like, which I love. Look how pretty, you guys. Oh, I really have to learn to stop myself, because if I don't stop myself, I end up going overboard with blush. It's a well-known fact that blush literally fades from your face throughout the day. I don't know what that's about, but I'm not okay with it. Stay on my face, okay? This is why we pile it on. I also like to throw a little bit on my nose. Okay, I'll stop. Our face just looks nice and plump and pretty. Oh, this combination, it just excites me to share this with you guys, because I'm telling you, you gotta try these products, and they're drugstore. You're achieving this kind of look without spending a pretty penny. Save your coins, mama. Girls can do this look, guys can do this look. It's universal. Now we're gonna go ahead and work on our brows. I really like using this NYX brow glue, and it also has this tiny wand, so it's just perfect for really getting in there and gluing down those hairs. So what I'll do is I kind of go in the opposite direction of my brows first, just to coat them. So that looks weird, but then I will go over that, kind of lift them up. We're going for that laminated, fluffy brow look. Then what I like to do is just take a finger and kind of go over that, just to make sure that they are in place. So kind of like that. Excuse my brows right now, they're growing out, so there's a lot of unplucked hairs all around, but I really want to just leave them alone, because if I start plucking, I'm gonna go crazy with it, so I'm leaving them alone. Going to do the same thing on the other side. And this is what it ends up looking like. Like, honestly, this is my favorite brow. Why can't this one just behave like this one? I don't understand that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. My camera actually died for a second, but that's good because we got some time to let the brows dry. So now I'm just gonna be going in with this LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil. And this is in the shade Blackest Brown. I have to be honest with you guys, this is not my favorite brow pencil from the drugstore. Typically, I use the NYX brow pencil, and that is in the shade Black, but I ran out of that one, and this is all I had, so I still wanted to keep this video drugstore. The video must go on. And I'm going to be pretty light with my brows. I'm just basically filling in any sparse areas, which is typically around the tail part. I'm not going to be filling them in too much because I want to keep the illusion of a very natural and fluffy brow. So kind of like that. And now that we've got our brows on, we can finally move on to the eyes. I am going to be going in with this Wet n Wild Always Naked palette. This is so perfect for every day. Very neutral shades and very pigmented. The little shimmery or glittery ones in this palette aren't very good. They're very like chunky, but the satin shades are amazing, as well as the mattes. So this palette is still worth it. We are gonna be keeping it very simple for the eyes. I am just going in with a mixture of this shade and this shade. They're more of like fleshy toned colors. Throw that in my crease. And I really like to take it kind of far out. And I do just like to take that shadow a little bit under my eyes as well. Not too much, but this definitely adds further depth and just a little bit of a pop. Another thing that I have recently picked up and that I really like to do is I will take a little angled brush like so. I will dip into a mixture of a little bit of this warm shade here and a little bit of this darker shade. Kind of mix those together. And what I've been liking to do is the little smoky winged liner look. So it's very, very subtle, but it just adds a little bit more of an elongation to your eyes. And then you could just kind of go over with your fluffy brush and just softly blend that out a little bit. Now I'm just going to be going in with this e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick. This is in the shade Perfect Pearl. And what I like to do with this is just throw a little bit in my inner corner. And I feel like it just adds this subtle brightness to your eyes. Same thing on the other side, very, very lightly. And I just pat it out with my fingers so it's not too shimmery. Next, we are just going to add some eyeliner to our upper lid. Most of this video is like Wet n Wild and e.l.f. I just realized that. Usually I will go in with this Wet n Wild Breakup Proof eyeliner in the shade Blackest Brown, but today I want to go in with this e.l.f. No Budge Retractable Liner, and this is in the shade Coffee. Try not to poke yourself like I always do. And I really, really like this liner. It has a very pretty brown tone to it and it lasts all day. So it's not too intense and it just looks really good. And I will also take just the tiniest bit right on the outer portion of my eye. If I'm crying by the end of this video, it's not because I'm sad, it's just because I can't navigate eyeliner. And of course, lastly, for the eyes, one of my favorite mascaras of all time from the drugstore would definitely have to be the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. On a day-to-day basis, I will use this in the shade Black Brown, but if you want something a little more intense, you can just go for a regular black. Literally, it makes your lashes so fluffy and curly and just elongated. I love it. They also do have a waterproof version of this. If you're a crier about to go to a wedding or your partner just dumped you, go with the waterproof version. This has to be the only product we're using that is not from the drugstore. I'm so sorry, guys, but there is no other lash curler that works better than the Shiseido lash curler. This is like magic. Yes, I'm very biased against any other curler. This one is just, it's just it. What I've really been liking to do lately is to only focus the mascara on the outer lashes. So it almost gives kind of like a cat eye look. You just look like your eyes are a little bit more elongated. And if you are one of those magical people that can just not get mascara on your upper lid, you need to teach me your skills because I can never put on mascara without making a mess on my upper lids. Like, it drives me crazy. I'm just an uncoordinated person with shaky hands. I'm also very sensitive, so don't hurt my feelings. And I don't know, I've just been really liking the way that looks. I just feel like it kind of lifts your face and just gives you like this more angular look. It could be all in my head, but a lot of things are, so let me live. Doing the same thing on the other eye. Don't poke yourself, Imani. So just like that. Sorry, just gonna pop my nose ring back in. I was feeling a little naked without it. And I almost forgot, you guys, one of the last things I love doing with my makeup, if you have any beauty marks or freckles or any type of mark on your face that you still like to show through and your makeup ends up covering it up quite a bit, you can always use a little freckling product like this. This is the Lottie Freckle Tint, and this is in the shade Deep. What I like to do with this, sorry, mine's pretty goopy, it's a little old. But what I like to do with this is I have this tiny little beauty mark on my face right here, and I really like for it to still show through. So I will typically just re-dot it like that, just so it still stands out, because I actually really like that beauty mark and I don't like for it to be covered up. So that's a little tip. If you have anything on your face like that you still want to show through, just go over it with a little freckling tool. Or even if you don't have anything on your face and you'd like to have a beauty mark, a freckling tool is a really good way to add it on, or you can just use an eyeliner pen. Either one works just as well. Now I'm just going to do my lips, and I'm just taking a Q-tip and kind of wiping off that chapstick that we had sitting on our lips. We are going in with this e.l.f. Love Triangle lip liner. This is in the shade light brown, and I'm just going to line my lips with this. This is pretty much the exact same shade as my lips. It's just adding a good shape and a little bit of color to them. And I pretty much like to fill in my lips with it because it's very, very subtle. So you can see it just adds a little bit of color. And I do have a really pointy Cupid's bow, which I don't necessarily love, but anytime I try to round it out too much, it just ends up looking really weird, so I just leave it. But yes, I love this liner. It's definitely more of a Your Lips But Better color. I love it. And for a day-to-day basis, I really just love a glossy lip. So just to top that off, I am going back in with that Wet n Wild Gloss Bomb in the shade Peach Bum, and I am just lightly putting that on my lips just for some juiciness. And for the very, very last step, I promise you guys, I am just going to be using some setting spray. Also from the drugstore, this is the NYX Plump Finish Spray. I absolutely hate the sprayer on this. It is insanely violent, so I don't necessarily recommend this one unless you get one with a good sprayer, but the one I have is awful, but we're using it anyway. See? And with that, you guys, that is it. That is pretty much all there is to this look. Super, super simple, super, super easy, very clean girl-esque, I would say. I always feel so pretty and put together when I do this look. I just love the glowiness it gives to my skin. It looks extremely natural and very fresh and flirty. Perfect look for the summer and just day to day. And it's super, super affordable. So I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give a like down below. It lets me know you are enjoying my content and would like to see more. It just really, really helps me out. I will also have all of these products listed along with the shades I used if you happen to miss anything. So be sure to check the description for that. Comment down below if you are thinking about trying any of these products or just even this look in general. And also let me know what you guys think about this trend. I am definitely living for it. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel while you are here. I really would love to have you all the time and wouldn't want you to miss any of my videos. You can also follow my Instagram if you want to be friends and stay connected with me. As always, thank you so, so much for being here and spending a little piece of your day with me. I appreciate it more than you guys know. And until next time, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!